Now, one of the most annoying and like aggravating things about of life today in general is the pain. You know, people in general, they out there they experience significant pain, whether it be emotional, physical, mental, or whatever the case may be. But it keeps people in broken and lost spaces in their life, right? And it's so doggone upsetting because people who are manipulators, they use people's pain against them. They pimp people's pain. I always say this, they pimp people's pain. And it's very difficult and frustrating dealing with people who have a lot of pain from the perspective of when you have pain. Oftentimes when you have pain, you can think about like just like any type of physical pain. When you have pain and something traumatic happens to your body, let's just say you got shot or something like that, for a long period of time, it's gonna hurt just to even look at the doggone pain, just to even go like if somebody comes near it and try to touch the doggone pain or the bullet wound and stuff like that, people will be yelling out in agony because of how much it hurts, you know. And this is, you know, it takes some time to heal, you know what I mean, and it takes some time to even go in there, but sometimes you got to go in there and get the surgery and get the bullet up out your arm. But people in general, like especially when you first get shot, that stuff hurts and people will be in a lot of pain. And even when you take the bullet out and people still got to heal and stuff like that, it hurts. So like if you were to tap somebody, hit them, they will have a violent reaction towards you, like why did you just hit me, when you just hit them on your you ain't even try to do it, but it hurts a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or if you say something, sometimes people don't want to acknowledge that they got shot. Let's say, for example, they're a criminal or something like that, and they was doing something that they wasn't supposed to do, and they know if they go to the hospital and they tell the people at the hospital that they just got shot, then they got to go do some time because you know people the police officer more likely will link them up to whatever crime just happened with this shooting, you know what I'm saying? And so they want to ignore the pain. Sometimes they will ignore it in the sense sometimes like they don't want to address it because they don't want to go to the hospital and then potentially get found out or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? That might be a little bit more far fetched, but in a way they want to ignore it. But you know, this could be a homeboy or whatever. Like, dude, you need to go take that bullet out. You better go get help. You better go because you know what the heck is gonna happen. I think it's called gangrene when you start to develop some type of infection and stuff like that in the interior because of the bullet that's in your arm, and the next stuff can metastasize, and eventually it can get so bad that you might have to amputate your arm, and God forbid it might go to other places in your life. It can leave you paralyzed, if not outright kill you, based off the bacteria or viruses that can get inside of you. That's why it's so important to take that bullet out. But somebody who just got shot and they know they was doing something that they wasn't supposed to be doing, they'll be more reluctant to go get help because they know what's about to come when they go get help. You see what I'm talking about? But in general, this is what a lot of people be going through, where they got so much doggone pain, you can't go near it, you can't touch it, you can't do none of that stuff. And some people they don't want to look at it because it hurts too doggone much, or they're afraid of the consequences if they're gonna go out there and express their pain or tell the truth about something or whatever the case may be. But why am I saying all this? Because it's extremely frustrating working with people who got pain, and everybody to a large degree have pain. But it's frustrating in this sense: when you will have a place of you're in a place of pain of whatever kind, racial discrimination, gender discrimination, or whatever, or you feel like your group or your categories are not being represented adequately or something like that. When you are in a place of pain, oftentimes people they're thinking from an emotional standpoint. Logic is oftentimes not in the place when you have pain. When you have deep core trauma, deep core wounds, and things like that, pain is oftentimes filled with emotions, and emotions cloud your judgment and it clouds your reality of what the heck is going on. You understand what I'm saying? And so, as a result, when we are operating out of a place of pain, imagine again if you got a bullet in your arm, you're going to have to now move in such a way where you don't hit that wound. You can't do, you can't do certain things. You can't go out there and play football or basketball. I don't know. You can't do something that's real physical. You're going to be limited in what you can do, especially if you don't want nobody to hit it or that pain to be triggered and stuff like that. Sometimes you want to ignore the pain. Sometimes you really do ignore it. Sometimes you have lived with so much pain for so long that you've been able to adapt and you forget it's even there to a certain degree. Like again, imagine your arm is just got shot. You've had it in such a way for so long that it feels foreign to move it in and how it naturally needs to be. Oftentimes it's going to lose a lot of function. Yet again, imagine you got shot in your arm. You are not going to work at the same capacity at 100% how you would when you are healthy and that bullet's not in your arm in comparison to when the bullet's actually in your arm. You might move 50% of what you usually would go do. You will now move 30% or whatever the case may be. And so with that being said, if people don't understand how to fix that pain, some people, they don't want to go and go get the help. They don't know where to go to get the help. Some people don't even realize that the pain is there. But it doesn't change the fact that the pain is there. And oftentimes what people will start to do is they make decisions based off of their pain, whether or not they're even conscious of it. They will start to move and navigate in life based off that pain. And just like I gave with the analogy of you got shot in your arm and you only working at 50% of your life now, in the very same vein, the pain and the trauma that people be experiencing, they only moving at 50, 30, 60% of what they can actually move because of the pain that they be enduring. You see what I'm saying? And so, so many people, again, they don't even want to acknowledge that the pain is there. Some people don't know how to get it fixed, or a lot of people, they're like a wounded like animal, where if you get anywhere near to by them, they're trying to stab you, regardless of whether or not you're trying to help people, or regardless of not what you're saying. When you're in a place of pain, it like everybody becomes a foe. When you're in that place of pain and you're in that emotional energy, you're not thinking logically no more. You're not thinking logically. And so what happens is if you're not careful, and especially when you go outside, simply because you might or an individual might not want to acknowledge the pain, or or they're trying to hide the pain. Sometimes it's what people do, or whatever the case may be. In some way, shape, or form, the pain is not being addressed. It's not being healed. And the thing is, simply because especially if somebody wants to ignore it, we can live in the land of delusion all we want to. And the land of delusion is your arm's not hurting, your arm's not shot. You don't need to go do anything. That's the land of delusion. Or some people just completely forget, and they making decisions based off of their pain. They don't realize that they're getting in relationships, they're going in certain atmospheres, they're interacting with certain people based off of pain. Had they not been, once they're no longer in that place of pain, they won't be doing the same things that they were before. If that kind of makes sense. And so, with that being said, people who don't understand that pain is there, or they purposefully are ignoring it. There are a lot of people who are complete predators out here. Predators. They're predators. They're predators, and they can spot it on you. Some people, they can hide all they want to. They can hide that pain or whatever case. There are people who know the damn game. They know how it is, and they can spot that pain in people. They can spot it in you if you're the individual with this pain. And the bad thing about this is because now, again, these people are very adept and they're good at understanding the hurt of pain and what pain does to the human psyche, what it does to people who are experiencing this pain. And not only do they not understand that, they understand that they can now start to navigate and they create a world for that person that's in the place of pain that's going to ultimately benefit the manipulator or the predator. And they know that they can do it is because this person over here that's in a place of pain, they're in a emotional space, they're in a more delusional space. Especially if somebody is trying to hide the fact that they're shot, they don't want to acknowledge the pain, they don't want to, especially those individuals, or they're oblivious to why they move the way that they do. They don't understand why they move. Again, they could have got shot a very long time ago. Sometimes you've been in pain and you've been hurt for so long that you start to do things. Again, even with a bullet, you got shot and you didn't acknowledge that problem for so long. You adapted to move it in a way where the pain is there, but you made your body in such a way where you can endure it. But you forget that you even have the damn pain. But predators see it very easily on you. They see it extremely easy. And this is the part where I like to say they come in and they pimp your pain. And again, with people who are in a place of pain, they're 9 times out of 10 more likely going to be emotional and irrational in their pain. It's not to judge people or condemn people, but I'm telling you, it's just what it is. When trauma and all those deep core wounds, that stuff, it unhinges people. It's very easy. It's not like you got to think about it like it's I don't know, something is breaking into a castle and is getting at the heart of the castle in comparison to just throwing rocks at the castle walls. But people who are predators understand the gateway in into the to manipulate, puppet, and to get this person in a place of pain. My God, they will pimp them out. They will pimp them out. They will pimp them out. They're very skilled and they know what they're doing. And this is where I say that people, manipulators, and this system that we live in right now, they pimp people's pain. They pimp people's pain. They're pain pimpers. And what I mean with that is they understand the plight that people be going through. They understand the hurt. They understand all the trials and the tribulations. They understand how deep and seated in that wound is. And now these individuals, they can come in disguising themselves as an angel of light, trying to pretend that they're trying to help everybody. They care about your emotions. They really want to know what you've been through. They're coming in trying to pretend that they're trying to start programs or do certain things that's going to actually benefit you because they love you so much. But the truth of the matter is nothing is furthest from the truth. What they understand is they can play on people's pain. They can play on people's hurt and get people and manipulate situations, manipulate in such a way that now they can get the people who are in the most pain to be foot soldiers in the agendas that they want to push. And it's a cool, smooth game that they got going on here. Because a lot of people, they'll never see it coming because they're in the place of pain. I'm an angel of light. I'm coming to a person that's in pain. I'm here to help you. Most people, they never see these people coming because these people, they understand how to get at this person that's in pain. They know how to get at them. They know how to give them things that the person in pain never had. They know how to create illusions in this reality, a false reality, a delusional reality for the person that's in the place of pain. They know what the person that's in the place of pain, they know what they want. And oftentimes the person that's in the place of pain, they'll tell on themselves. They'll tell them regardless of whether or not they know it. Regardless of whether or not they even remotely know it. But the person that's playing everybody, that's manipulating everybody, but the person that's playing everybody, and they won't even know it, but the person that's playing everybody, that's manipulating everybody, they know. They know. And they know how to maneuver, they know how to navigate, and they smooth with it. And so people who are in a place of pain, they can't see outside of their hurt. They can't. I'm telling you. And what I mean with that is sometimes people, they're so much more focused on what has happened to them in their own personal lives. They don't realize that other people around them are using that against them. They're using whatever this person that's in a place of pain, they're using that pain as a measure, as a gateway to further their agendas, to get whatever they want about this individual without this person even realize what's going on. Like for example, if it's a woman and and they already know what the plight that the women be going through in general, so it's easy to come in and pimp women. It's easy to come in because I can get in and as a man I can, oh yeah, these dudes be out here just doing you dirty, baby. This is what we gonna do. You a queen, baby. This is what I'm gonna do. These dudes ain't nothing. You ain't gotta bop bop bop, yeah, da da da. You ain't gotta listen to these dudes no more. You this, you that, you bop bop bop, and that stuff will speak to the sensibilities of the women who've been through a lot of pain with a lot of dudes up out here. They don't tell you the whole story. Same thing with the dudes. All these women ain't nothing. You know what? These females is bop, bop, bop. You the man, you the yacht, yacht, yacht. And the thing is, here's the thing with these playing, these manipulative vast bastards. They're not necessarily telling lies. That's the thing. They're not necessarily telling lies. But they understand this delicate balance between lies and truth as a way to create false realities in order to get the most out of people, to play people, to pin people, to extract things from people. They understand what they're doing. They're good at what they do. They know what they're doing. So they tell just enough truth to bring people in. And then they're going to start to pump poison into people. And a lot of people who are in a place of pain never see it coming because they're in an emotional state. And then they're making decisions based off their emotions. That's why the elite of this world, whoever the true elite is, they put people who are in the most pain in positions of power, or they give these people the ability to shut down others. And now morality is now moving to the forefront of everything. Now everybody is caring about morality. Morality is the highest tool that we use today. That we it's our guiding force. when nothing is furthest from the truth. But it's a good game that they kick. And it plays for the most people. With black people, all you black people have been oppressed. All these white people have done this. All these, and I'm going to come in. I'm going to save you. They play on black, and then they create narratives, and they create like you got, like I always talk about, like with Martin Luther King is like kryptonite to most black people. Most black people are like they're Superman, and then when Martin Luther King comes into the conversation, that unerringly these other racial groups or disenfranchised groups, if you want to use those names or whatever the case may be, they unerringly always go right back to Martin Luther King, and they do that stuff for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And I always be talking about to black people that be getting mad at you. Again, this is a place of pain that I'll be talking about, because black people that sit there and they'll get mad at you because you say something about Martin Luther King or in any way, shape, or form. But it's like you don't even, black people don't even know who the hell this dude really was. And it's not to even to throw salt on his name. But what I'm trying to get people to understand is, if this is a white supremacist so much in this world and this society hates you so much as a black man and a black woman, why in the hell are they puppeting this man? Why in the hell are they using this man's messages and his philosophies and giving it all over? Why is it that they took a whole day out? Why would a white supremacist society give you somebody positive to look up to? And a lot of black people is not really willing to hear what you're talking about, because then they got to go in and they got to start to really unravel at the very core, at the very root of who they are, because it's the upbringing that they've learned. This man, Martin Luther King, has been set up as a standard and a propriety, or he's been set up in some way at the fundamental level of a lot of black people in general. And so when going against him or saying something that's even remotely considered to be against him is like breaking up the foundation of people, especially like a lot of black people. It's like breaking up and people, it's like hearing that Jesus crack. It's like hearing Santa Claus or something like that is smoking crack for kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that reality is way too much. And so if you go back and you ask questions, it's almost like you got to uproot a whole plant and start to put another plant in there. Like, you literally going in and pulling up the whole roots up out of the ground and starting to put in a new seed. Whereas a lot of black people don't even know what the hell the new seed's supposed to be. They will have all this vitriol and animosity. Why? How you gonna say something about him? How can you not? We have to look at the past to see what the hell that we're going through. If we don't look at the past and actually scrutinize in a positive and negative way, simply because this man might have made some choices or some whatever case may be, or if we don't agree with him in 2024, it doesn't diminish what this man has done. But in the same vein, who was this man, and why is it that they're propagating this man's message if this is a white supremacist society? Why are they doing that? How many people? Why don't they talk about Marcus Garvey? Why don't they talk about Steve Biko, but they talk about Nelson Mandela? Why do they not talk about other people? You would look at the history books and you think it'd only be about 6 people that ever lived. If you look at those Black American history books, they tell you narratives. They don't tell you the truth. They don't tell you true history. They tell you narratives about history. Narratives has an agenda attached to it. Like, for example, when you hear something when you hear the word slave or you hear the word slave master, they want you to associate slave with black, and they want you to associate slave master with white, when the fact of the matter is every race, every creed, every origin, everybody of any color, of any ilk have been enslaved on this earth. Whites have been enslaved by blacks. They've been enslaved, but they want you to think the opposite to keep you in bondage. And I ain't on here I'm not trying to get on this racial BS. I think that stuff is a bunch of malarkey and it's besides the point, and it's a distraction. Just like how the gender war is a distraction. But they use these things to distract people all the damn time. And this is the thing right here. This is one time where they pimp your pain. They know the pain that you're going through because they set the system up for you to go through that pain in the very first place. They know what you're going through. So they're going to run on the other side. They're going to create chaos, run on the other side, and then act like they're trying to help you, like they're Superman. They create order out of chaos. This is what they do. They have to break people down by starting chaos, run on the other side, and then acting like they're trying to help you. They're playing on your pain. They're playing on your hurt. And most people can't even see it. That's why anytime you go at these people that's creating these programs, that's trying to bring in these new reforms or whatever these people is doing at the behest that they're trying to help people at, morality is at the top. These people are some goddamn liars. But the people that go up against you the most are the people that's in the most pain. That is the irony of it all. The people who have been victimized and by these people who are truly the elites that's doing all these things, The elite use these individuals that have the most pain, the ones that have been most that have endured the most pain under the systems that they created. They use those people in the that are in the most pain, and they use them in the army of morality. They're able to push agendas. They're able to push things forward under the guise of morality. And then the soldiers in this movement are those who have been hurt. They can't see that the elite are the damn big bad wolf. But the elite is telling them that the people up over here is the big bad wolf. And so when you say anything about against what these people is doing, the people in the most pain, they can't see what you're talking about. They're hearing with their feelings, not with they're not hearing with logic. They're hearing with their feelings. They're hearing with what they personally went through. Every word that you say, they're not looking at it from a perspective of reality. They're not looking at it from a perspective despaired from what they personally have gone through, because they're only thinking about that when you're saying something that might be contrary to what these elites are trying to push. But people in the pain, they can't see that. And that's exactly why they're good soldiers. That's why exactly why the elites use them. You gotta hand it to the devil, who can fight against morality. No one can fight against morality. Therefore, when you come up against the elites and what they're trying to do, and you see past their BS and all their malarkey, when you come at them and you tell people the truth, the people in pain, they can't see, they can't hear. The elites sick them on you. Oh, whatever you're saying is hate speech. Oh, what you're saying is triggering other people. Oh, it's insensitive to other people. But the fact of the matter is, the truth is going to be insensitive to people. The truth is going to separate people. The truth is offensive. Simply because somebody is offended by the truth, it doesn't mean that you're being insensitive or negative or nasty towards people. How is it that only one faction, only one group is able to have, they're able to cancel other people? They're able to propagate their notions and their beliefs. They're able to, if you say something that they can deem to be insensitive, you can be canceled. They literally are removing people who are saying something that's truthful. And now what they're doing is they're saying, oh, what you're saying is considered to be hate speech. Hate speech is not covered under the Constitution, the First Amendment. It's not covered under the you have the ability to say what you need to say, or whatever case, the freedom of speech. Hate speech is not covered under that. So what they now use is morality. Oh, what you're saying is it's hateful. It's hateful to this group of people. It's hateful to that group of people. No, it's not hateful to this group of people. Yes, it is. These people, they feel like it, like these people, they're hurt by what you just said. So we're going to cancel you. You're going to remove you. It's because you're hurting people's feelings. And we as the elites want to help people's feelings. These people are some goddamn liars. They're liars. Why is it that they only care about your opinion? I mean, your feelings when it comes to certain things. But when the real tangible things come up, these people don't care about your feelings. They don't care about your feelings when it comes to land. They don't care about your feelings when it comes to money. It doesn't care about your feelings when it comes to those, because you can go to work all doggone day, and you come home, if you can't pay that doggone rent, do you think the bank cares about or cares about your feelings or something? They don't really care about what you're going through. They don't care at all, do they not? And the banks are ran by the elites. Trust and believe me. These people don't only care about your feelings when it's beneficial to them, but when it's no longer beneficial to them, they no longer care about your feelings. How often can you say, I don't feel like going into work, but I feel like these people can still need to pay me? These people care about that. They don't care about people's feelings. They're using it as a tactic. It's a pawn. It's not real. It's not reality. And people in pain don't see what these elites are doing. They don't see what these people is doing. How often do you make decisions when you're in a place of pain? They're 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, are emotional decisions for a lot of people. They're emotional decisions. How often do you look back at your emotional decisions and you look back and say, oh yeah, I make the best choice in the world when I was emotional. That was the best choices when I was emotional. Goodness gracious, Lord have mercy. I could have never made better choices in my life. Absolutely not. It's the very opposite. People are in jail, prison, or in hell, or where, or the grave, and regretful for the decision that they made when they was emotional. But yet the elites are putting these very same individuals that are in the most pain at the forefront, giving them the most power, giving them the weapon of morality to cut people down who don't believe and say what these elites are saying that everybody needs to believe in. The person that's in the most pain. Why would they do that? They don't even do that in the court of law. You go into a court of law, Whoever is the victim, they are not giving out the punishment to the person that perpetrated this crime against them. They don't do that because of how people are. When people are emotional, some people will kill you because you stole $20 from them. They want you dead. They want you in the electric chair, and they want to turn on those doggone electrodes and send you to God. That's how some people are when you stole $20 from them. Other people are not as bad, but that's how people are. So therefore, that's why we don't give people who are the victims the ability to also issue the crime. You just don't do that. But they do that over here with the elites and putting people in positions of power. Why are they doing that? Because they truly care? No, they have agendas going on behind the scene. And it's annoying because you're trying to help these people that are in the most pain, but they think you're their enemy. They think you're their enemy, and the elites are able to convince them that you're their enemy. Oh, if you don't believe what I believe, then you're the enemy. You're stupid. You're dumb. You're this. You're lame. You're dot, bop, bop. Whatever these people got to say. And the people that's in the most pain, they stay and they go in the perpetual cycle of pain. They can't see their way out, and the elites want them in that position. They tell them, oh, you're triggering people. Sometimes people need to be triggered. People, they tell you, oh, you need to get over your problems. No, you don't need to get over your problems. You need to go through them. You need to get through them. Because when you go over them, you're missing the point. It's like walking over a bridge. You don't go through the water. You need to go through the water. You can't go over when you go over the water, you don't know what the hell is on the inside. You don't know what the stream is like. You don't know what the hell and the calamity is on the bottom. And you're going to go through the calamity whether or not you want to, whether or not, you want to go down. Life is going to come at you regardless. That's why it's so important to go through it in comparison to go over it, because when you go over it, you're not looking at the problems and looking at what has happened and really dissecting it, so you don't make that decision again. Instead, you go through the same thing over and over and over again. It's the same devil, new face. Same devil, new face. Problems don't change and people don't evolve and they don't grow in life. And that's why the elites want your emotions like that. They want you in that place. That's why, oh, don't trigger people. No, you need to trigger people. Sometimes they need to be triggered. Simply because they aren't triggered don't mean that life is not going to happen anyway. It doesn't change the fact that these people still hurting. It don't change none of that. It's just the fact that they can hide it now and be more delusional. And you need to go more and more and more into a delusional world when you don't face your pain. You see what I'm talking about? You go more into the delusional world. That's why they don't want people to go through the pain. They don't want people to say things to trigger people or whatever. They don't want people to heal because they're benefiting greatly when people don't heal, because people are walking further and further into a land of delusion. You see what I'm talking about? They're profiting greatly off of this. That's what I'm talking about, where they pimp people's pain. Like people, it's understandable. When they're in a place of pain, they're like a guard, like they're ready to kill everybody. They got a knife. And if you say anything that is even remotely feel like it's going against what they've been through, they're not looking at life from what you're saying out your mouth and the rational understanding of it from a larger scale. They're only looking at it from their own personal doggone situation, what happened with them. They're reacting off of what personally happened with them, with another individual, or maybe it could have been individuals. And the person that's in pain, they feel strongly and it's justifiable. They understand something. They understand a lot about what they've been through, and it's understandable. But they don't understand the overall picture. They don't get the overall lens of everything. They're only looking at their only personal interaction. And the elites know these things. This is what I'm talking about, where they pimp people's pain. Pain is extremely insidious. They know what the pain you're going through because they caused it in their very first place. Then they can turn around and act like they're your friend. And then they can demonize a subset of people that probably did do wrong. It's not to say that these people up over here didn't do wrong, but to the extent that these people they're trying to get it so that all these people are bad. Oh, all white people are evil. Oh, all the men are evil. All the women are evil. All these that. And people don't even see that these people are continuously keeping up this doggone battle between men and women. Like another way that they have like a covert way. Oh, this person's a narcissist. This person's a narcissist. When people are saying narcissist, you know what gender that they're talking about? You know what war? They're continuously starting this gender war. They keep on adding fire to this doggone gender war. You know who they're talking about when they say narcissist? They're talking about men. They're saying men are narcissists. They're not talking about women. When people, a lot of people, when they be saying narcissists, at least that's what I see. This is what I see. When they're talking about narcissism and they're talking about, oh, this person's a narcissist, they're talking about men. That's what they're talking about. You know how I know they're talking about men? You know how I know this is another attack on men? Is because when people are saying, "Oh, this woman is a narcissist," when they're clearly talking about, okay, a woman is a narcissist. You know what they say? She's a female narcissist. She's a female narcissist. Hold on now. If you gotta specify that this is a female narcissist, what the hell is a narcissist then? A narcissist is a man. A narcissist is a man. So you telling me all this stuff about narcissism is just about men? Women aren't narcissists. No, narcissism is not a trait just because of your gender. Narcissism is a trait because of what the hell, what people actually like, their actions, and what the hell is going on on their interior. To a large degree, everybody got narcissistic traits. Narcissistic traits are not necessarily all bad. It's the destructive level of narcissism, the destructive, corrosive levels of narcissism. There's a healthy level of narcissism, and then a very corrosive, toxic level of narcissism. Okay, two completely different things. But what we have in this society is the corrosive level of toxic narcissism. Both men and women are narcissists. Like what? Both men and women manipulate. Both men and women play both sides. Both men and women are evil. A lot of these people are evil as hell. Like narcissism just does not stop at just men, and it doesn't just stop at women. Both are at the same fault. This is a humanistic quality, but this is a way that they keep on fueling, adding fire to the fuel, keeping these people separated. Oh, this person's a narcissist. They talking about a man. A lot of these people be talking about a man, and you know they talking about a man because the very same individuals say, "Oh, this is a female narcissist." Why you got to add female if narcissism is both men and women? Why you got to do that? Well, the reason is because they're saying that a narcissist is a man. You see what I'm talking about? And then people who have been in the most pain, like you can't even talk to them. They so far gone, and then the elites are so good at pampering these doggone people, pandering to these people, putting these people in a deeper, in a deeper, in a deeper, in a deeper, in a deeper sleep. And they can't even see when you're saying whatever you're saying. They don't see the long-term logical perspective. They thinking about it, what they feel into what has happened to them. That's what I'm talking about, where it's difficult operating with people that have been through pain, because these people, the elites, the true elites, they don't do nothing but pimp people's pain. And with that being said, I catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.